Good evening, all. Welcome to the stream. I want to finish this off. Been working on bits and pieces here and there throughout the week. I'm hoping to come in and put in some kind of like assets in there and such. Hopefully, audio's working fine. Everyone is happy. That would be great. Let me take my watch off. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Can I add in a goal? That sucks. Yes, I want to finish this off. Texturing wise, everything has been now set up. So everything now seamlessly joins. I created a video about that on Monday that nobody watched. Mark is here, welcome. Water simulations. Yeah, so there's two different water simulations. There's one that just got released. That's using LiquidGen and then bringing it out from LiquidGen, Django FX, EmberGens into Blender. That was pretty quick. And then I was rendering about a second a frame. Then the other one was a lot of work. Night Cow's here. Brilliant. Welcome. Leo. To finish in a flash, complete an asset stash for an exchange to cash out and Scifi. What? I don't know what's going on there. Mr. Speaker's here. Welcome. Vertex Bird is here. What vid on Monday? Monday's vid. I'll bring it up for you. Who else is streaming? Oh. Okay, that's weird. Let me find Monday's video. Probably because it's a terrible thumbnail. Out of curiosity. Hi, Amy. Okay. I'll put you back down. Anyway, hey, Bibba, welcome. I can imagine I did a water simulation using RealFlow. Yeah, so the first one I used flip fluids. That took a bit. And then, yeah, LiquidGen. I can show you that later on. We'll go through it a bit. I wish I could model it. Look at this. I'll show you how simple this is. Actually, we'll show you how simple this piece is. Edit. There we go. That's it. That's all it is. Nothing. What on Markham planet is this? This doth be thy Kitbashing set. Hang on. What's that? It's the same. Why is that a weird color? This I don't like about the new Blender. The red. No, give me back blue and red. I don't know what's up with that. Anyway, future market problem. So all these pieces have been set up so that they seamlessly join together. And then just doing some backstories from last week. We have all these pieces which aren't orientated correctly, but we were working on kind of like this, bringing in these little shops together. Now let's go back through and kind of create those other assets like vending machines and ATMs and all that kind of stuff. And hopefully we might even throw in some gutters. I think would be very important. A glove puppet robbed the bank yesterday. Police think someone had a hand in it. Well, after 5 years of being the president of my local stilts walking club, I finally stepped down. Yes! I need a notepad file for that one. That's good. Yeah, let me start off with my terrible jokes. Oh my god, I just want to Control V. There we go. I'll give you my terrible jokes, Mark, since we're starting off strong. Did you know the only reason why pyramids are in Egypt is because they're too heavy to move to the British Museum? My grandfather joined a dating site for people his own age. It's called Carbon Dating. I recently caught someone stealing my sock, but he got away with it. He had cold feet. Dang it, I stuffed that one up. And it's very rare that defibrillators fail, but when it does, no one is shocked. I wanted to start a diet, but I decided to wait. I have too much on my plate. Okay, all right, Marco, put your socks up. So let's come in. We are going to focus off. So this here is my blank texture piece. Everything here is either 3x4 or 3x8, so that they do slot in together quite nicely. So that's why we've got these kinds of shops and so on and so forth. So first up, Shift S, cursor to origin. Let's quickly build up. The other thing that I'm working on at the moment, just whilst we're here, is if I do a Shift A mesh, and this is going to be probably a long tutorial. I'm going to try and do like a 40-minute tutorial, only if it's like relevant. If we come over into shading, new material, Control Shift T. No, it's not that one. Oh, I'm not used to this. All my like files are all different. I think it's this one. Yeah. And then if we have a look on this, if we have a look on this, there we go. And so I'm trying to work on creating trim sheets. I wonder if I just do that. Yeah, but it needs to be transparent. So I'm still trying to work. I'm still trying to play around a little bit with this. It's very easy coming out of Unreal Engine, from Substance Painter and bringing it into Blender, and then all the textures are created. However, I'm trying to focus on creating them within Blender and then bringing them out. I wonder, what if I did Shift D? I'm just going to try this quickly. Baked alpha. Alpha goes into there. Yeah, there we go. And then we can go ahead and start using these as decals. We can chop it up, start slapping them on things. So this video is coming out probably a little bit later. Sometime this week. I might even try and record it tomorrow night. It's just going to be a nice long video. Going to take my time and just see what happens with it. So be prepared for that one. Now back over to this. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a vending machine 2 meters high. Let's bring it down. No, stuff it can be 2 meters high. We will bring this back 1 minus. That's 2 meters at the moment. Scale X 0.5. Beautiful. And so I think still that's a bit too thick. We'll bring it back. There we go. So something like this. Let's go ahead and we're going to grab that. We need kind of like our signage. Funnily enough, I have designed vending machines in the past. It was for a friend's business though, where they're selling Pokemon cards out of vending machines. That's his business. And yeah, it was kind of cool to do something super different like that. Delete faces. Let's go shade smooth. Going to try and think of like a traditional one. How are we going to do the texturing? Don't know. Make a trim sheet. Yeah, the trim sheet will go from scratch. So nothing made. We're going to go step by step and create it. And then obviously, you know, provide my files and all that kind of jazz. But yeah, let's go. So I'm just kind of like, I really should be looking at reference images for this. We probably could even throw in some of my assets, but I'm not going to right now. And then this is where we could texture as well, like screens or something. We might just use Midjourney just to create something. I'm thinking, though, that we have a bit in here. This is where we're going to grab our drink, I guess. E to extrude, Shift D, Y, and then this will come down like so, just scaling that up. Nice. Let's give it a little bit of artistic flair. Give it some, a bit of a bevel. Push it to the limit. Push it to the limit. Nice. I like that. Ooh, that's looking good. Let's grab these top faces here. GZ, bring that down. I think that's quite nice. It's kind of almost, I think I've given the edges a little bit too much, but I do feel a little bit Fallout vibes. Okay, I just want to give this here a boundary. I'm going to go E to extrude. And then we'll also bevel these edges. Control B. Nice. So we have that. That's pretty nice there. Let's go Opodo. Create a few materials. We will go emission cyan. I think this is, yeah, that one's too bright. But we will grab it. It's going to look too much like the restaurant. It's going to be a bit too bright there. How create trim sheet? Yeah. Mum said tool bag for baking stuff. Yeah, but I don't know. Like, I've got videos all about baking on my channel. I don't understand why it doesn't work for people. I don't know. But yeah. Let's have a look. How's that looking? See, this definitely needs like a texture because this looks like rubbish. I mean, we can get away with it here. So what can we do? I know. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over into Pixabay. So Pixabay is kind of like a library of... stupid new computers. Pixabay is kind of like this massive library of free images. Royalty-free images, that's the word. All right, let's think of a drink. So think about this. You're in a... what do you call Orange Grove? You're in the city. Not much. Like to expand. Oh, yes, please. Download that image. Cool. Let's go into Krita. So we're just going to quickly make a texture just specifically for this. I do like having that image. I think that's great. Let's go 1024 by 1024. Create. And then we're going to bring in Orange Grove, insert. And let's go. What should we call this? What should we call this drink of orangeness? We are not smart. We just have different. Yes. Ah, Steam's open. Go away, Steam. Bring on, Steam. What should we call this thing? Let's go. OJ. That's terrible. Okay, let's go bold, orange blast, orangeade. No, it's got to be orange. Text has to be orange. Marco range. Obang. Ooh. Let's go Obang. Obang. 18. Save. Oh, this is terrible. I suck at graphics design. But these are the things that we're just going to slap out. Obang. Cool. And then we're going to move that to here-ish. Let's create another layer. I'm so rusty with Krita. I was trying to use what's that program called? Affinity? But ugh, gosh, that was terrible. Cool. And then we're going to go like so. No. Yeah, like no, first one, sorry. No. Here, white. Perfect. Yay, there we go. And then we come into here, select that, delete. That was not what I was hoping for it to be. Let's go back into the gradient. Oh. No, Marco, come on. No. There it is. And then what we might do is with this layer styles, outer glow, because we all love an outer glow, white. Stroke. That's the one. I want a stroke. It's like golf. It's like having played golf and you feel like you're going to have a stroke. Color. Come on. Multiply. Okay, color. No, add. Divide. Oh, can you just put... Aren't you glad you see me? Come on, yes, it's white. White is there. I want it on the outside. Normal. Opacity. Okay, there we go. All right, now we're cooking with gas. Beautiful. Obang. We got there. Now I need a picture of... I did take a photo many, many moons ago, but I don't have that photo anymore. Let's go... Payment. Just trying to find something that might look, maybe digital payment. I try and do everything by the book. I'm not trying to like steal, go onto Google Images and take stuff, especially if I'm going to be reusing this. Ploppers. Because I know, like, I took an interface photo of a CNC machine, and I'm like, that'll be good. But of course, I don't have anything right now. Let's go ATM screen. Take it to the limits. Yeah, Leo, see? How many times do you do it? 10 times. I knew that off by heart many years. Digital currency. I can try that one. Come on, give me something. Nah. Bah. To progress this, let's kind of just smash this out. Push it to the limit. That's a web. Okay, come on. And then all I'm going to do is just dump that there. Now when we go File, Export. Where are we going? Oh, I'm still kind of getting used to into my where my hard drives are at the moment. Marketplace, textures. This is going to be PNG, and this is going to be outside vending. I reckon I might just come back and just recreate all this in like Midjourney or something. But for now, that we're here finally, let's go into shading. Did I not just create 3 materials for this? This is going to be M underscore outside vending. M underscore outside underscore vending. A vendi. Control T, because we've got Node Wrangler enabled. Textures outside vending. From here, we can go into UV editing. Period key. And then we can have all this selected. Let's go assign. And then all I'm going to do is go U, unwrap. Let's grab this scale X -1, GX. And the reason why I didn't do projected from view is because it kind of like wraps around ever so slightly. And then here we'll just do this. Scale X -1. Don't know why it's like that, but sure, whatever. Now when we come into shading, I'm hoping that once we plug the color into emissions and we give it a strength, maybe 2, that's now going to have a bit of a nice glow. I do want the outside to be almost like a white plastic. Let's go M underscore plastic underscore white. And so our roughness, I think, is good there. Let's go here, and this will make our metal. And then we're going to grab all our pieces that we want metal. U. And we'll go assign on. Whoops. There we go. Deselect all that. Let's go assign. And then we'll grab the outside here, Control numpad plus, and that's to increase our selection. Lovely. I'm going to add in an edge loop through here. Control B to do a bevel. I didn't put enough edge loops in there. Let's go through that. V to rip. And now that's just given us that little bit of extra around it. I've been thinking of wiping all my models and starting fresh. 4 years of stuff. Well, this is kind of like getting this new computer. I've only really taken, the other computer's still here on the secondary desk, so we'll still be using it. But I've tried to, eliminate as much as possible. Now I want to, where's my building? H. Ah, crud. Where did I put it? Where is it? Ah, what's this? Wireframe. No, I want to see through. There we go. All right. Now, here's my vending machine. And I think the camera is set up here. Just kind of want to see what it looks like in this spot. That's kind of nice. And then if we coming down this street, actually, let's have a look what it looks like at night time. So let's drop this elevation. We'll go -5. I think that's kind of cool. Make some groups. Yeah, I got 2 groups. I've got the collection, and then I've got the Kitbashing pieces. Don't you? So I like that. Cool. Let's go with that. Didn't duplicate it, Marco. Shift D, Alt G, G. And we'll place that over there. Move into Kitbashing. And then let's get rid of that collection there. From here, let's go ahead and kind of create a an ATM style machine. Shift S, yes. Let's go into cube. GZ1. We'll bring this down. GZ 0.5 to the minus. And we'll snap that back. This is going to be more of a hole in the wall. That's 0.4. That is pretty thick. Oh, actually, no, that's fine. Okay. Let's grab it like this. Like so. Like so. Control B. And then we're going to have something along those lines. Shift S cursor selected. What I'm going to do is, I just had a brain fart just then, is what if, since this is an ATM, even though we kind of like spoke about this, is does this universe have money? It's -1. And then it's kind of like as if this is facial recognition. So let's go something like that. I to do an inset, E to extrude. Individual origins. Nope. Individual origins, E to extrude. Okay, have a stroke. Shift N. E to extrude. I, E, and then I'm going to do a Control B to do a bevel. Have you got aircon units? Solar panels. Oh, yeah. We do have some sort of like, radiators and such. Got some of these, got some other panels that we can throw on the roof. We've also got some vents and then just some boxes that we can put on. Camera on the streets. Yeah, that's why I kind of like, it all just came to me. That actually is not too bad of an idea. Let's go with that. And we're going to create a bit of a screen Now, this screen is actually going to be very small. And the way we're going to do it, grab this. Let's go scale Y. GX, bring that in. Something like that. P, separate by selection. And then I'm going to put on a mirror modifier onto that one. Mirror. And now it's kind of as if it's the shields. That's cool. And then from here, I'm going to rotate this up. GY. E to extrude. That'll pop it into there. And then from here, let's do I, E, and then we will grab that and that. Just bevel it ever so slightly. Just give it a bit of roundness. Awesome. I like that. That's looking pretty good. Let's maybe do this and this. Control B to do a bevel. That's looking great. U and U. Control B. Right click, auto smooth. Easy. Hello, welcome to this room. Shut up, I'm tired. This here, this is where I'd love to be able to put a little decal for a specific thing. I need to come up with some branding, I think is the big thing. Might get AI to generate a whole bunch of text for me. And brands and such. And then we'll throw it on there. But for here, let's kind of create a keypad. GZ2. Let's go scale. Let's do I to do an inset. Delete that. Whoop. Don't do that. Yeah, actually, do this. That. Control L. I. Like this. Well, let's go like that. Like that. Delete vertices. And then I'm going to grab all this. Control Shift B to bevel a vertex. Let's not get too carried away. Control L. I hate you. And E to extrude. I'm not going to be too concerned about buttons. GZ -2. Oh, what I think would look cool is what if we had biometrics as well? So maybe whilst they are resting, they can put their hands on these pads. Phoenix Financial. That's cool. Yep, like a face scanner. We've got scanners up here for face. But I think biometrics would be good. Let's go. I do like that name, Phoenix Financial. I reckon we'll grab that. I think this is where like a lot of the work that I'm going to have to do is going to happen. Is working on, those kinds of graphics. I think that's what's going to make the scene. I did buy a few courses on ArtStation. So I'm looking forward to going through them. They're mainly... No, they are targeted at Unreal Engine because that's just something I want to get better at. And so I've gone, right, let's go through. Okay, I like this. What I'm thinking definitely needs to have some sort of like panel here. Let's do I to do another inset, and then we'll do that. Let's go GY. And then we're going to grab, I can't do that. I'm going to grab these, thus and thus, thus. I wonder where, what's his name? Scott. All right, fellas. Stephen Scott is. I haven't seen him for ages. Control B. And so, jeez, that is too big. That is too big. So let's go scale along the X, scale along the Z, select this, scale along the X, scale along the Z. Nice, that's looking good. Something needs to come in here as well. I reckon probably another panel. This is where like decals would come in so handy. We wouldn't have to rely so much on the mesh. GG. Grab that. GX. Perfect. We grab these. Grab these. I know how I'm going to be rendering all this kind of stuff, and because the primary focus is going to be done in Unreal Engine, I'm not going to be using Decal Machine because I just have not found a decent workflow to get that stuff into Unreal Engine. Cool. That's not bad. Let's create two materials, and this one is going to be outside vending machine, and we're going to grab that, and that, and we'll assign it to there. Let's go into UV. Okay. Angle wrap. Let's line these two up. Whoops, there's no y-axis, z-axis. Get stuffed. I hate you. Control L. How are you still not asleep, Sunshine? All right, go on. I'll be back. All right, so you know what? I reckon I might just do that there. I reckon that looks kind of cool. And then we'll grab this, scale that down. Let's rotate. Yeah, let's go with that. That's looking nice. We are going to add in metal. And we'll do, ooh, no. Deselect, nope. Deselect from here. Cubic projection. Love my cubic projection. And that doesn't really matter. Love it. Probably not the best material, but I think we might come back. Sounds makes one big decal sheet in here and split it up. Yep, perfect. Exactly what I want. And that's the goal there, Night Cow. Definitely what I want to create. I'm going to actually make this maybe a white plastic. You know what? Let's go white plastic. But I'm going to put an edge lip through here. Control B. E to extrude, Alt S. Bring that in. And then we're going to put in an orange light. So that when we look at it like this, it looks like rubbish. I think maybe we need to duplicate this. Plastic, dark grey. I reckon that looks much better. And then these buttons here, we can add in the dark grey. Just had a stroke. Oh, I already got plastic grey. Whatevs. Then these pieces here, for some reason that's pink. Sign. That's kind of cool. And then we'll grab U and U. Can be assigned to the plastic grey. Just want to change this one to the grey as well. And let's just change its name to M underscore plastic grey. Not bad. The joys of being a dad, absolutely. Gets better as they grow. No, they kind of, oh my goodness, they're growing so fast. Like before I know it, no, they are growing way too fast. High schooler already is one of them. Yeah, weird. And the way I look at it as well, you know, one of them's almost driving, or he's driving in 3 years. And then, yeah, you know, not that many summers left with him. Because I'm sure eventually he's going to have mates that want to go somewhere. I mean, if he doesn't want to go for a flight interstate, well, then stop him. But trying to continue to put as much effort into having that time with him. Especially with... Why is that being a jerk? Let's do Shift N. That. Control J. Oh, it's weird. Yeah. Not a lot of time left. You know, technically, what? 13. He's 13. When I was 23... I got married at 23. So it's kind of like, you know, my twins are turning 10. I know. So, yeah. That's why. Just trying to put all my effort into, you know, being there for them and all that kind of stuff. This needs a light, is what it needs. Let's undo that one. And we're going to come back to... Where is it? There it is. Yeah, this needs a light, this piece. And then let's just go new material. Do I not have a light? A sign? Yeah, beautiful. Oh, that's kind of cool looking. So yeah, you know, that's why trying to be them for them as much as possible. You know, doing soccer coaching and everything else that comes along with that stuff. So yeah, because yeah, there's obviously now that I'm getting older, there's a lot of those reels are like, you don't remember the last time. This could be the last time you pick them up, and I'm like, oh, shut up, shut up. That seems far too low. Okay, let's fix that up. Let's go like this. I think it needs to come up about here. Yeah, that's better. Wait, I did it on the wrong piece. Okay, let's come back over here. GZ. Yes, much better. You'll make me feel something. I have a 17-year-old, no chance of kids from her, and a boy 12, like Art and Titanic. For some strange reason. Yeah, okay. You never know. But that's the thing. Yeah, it's... Oh, man. I'm getting old. Okay, so I'm liking this. And I kind of like imagine it to be like this. That is pretty close. I would say that would move over to something like that. If you kind of go into rendered mode, let's have a look if those orange lights are prevalent. Great. This vending machine, I think, needs to be grey. Just so it blends in a little bit more. I mean, obviously you want stuff to be poking out, but I think that's what I'm thinking. So let's come back into here, and we're just going to change the white to the grey. The brown, the white, the off-white. Turned 50 in 2 weeks ago. Oh, give it a couple of days. Bevel me like one of your French girls. Oh, this is so good. Yep, I like that. Definitely, though, going to have to create a better vending machine texture. We can come at that. This is looking good. This can be a multi-purpose thing. Let's focus on creating gutters, I reckon. So let's come in. We're going to... What's the best plan of attack? Let's go ahead and quickly just create a building. We'll select that. You move to collection. And then I'm going to... Got a beard and a half. I'm not an artist, but I used your tutorial a lot when I was in college for some presentations. No worries. All good, Adam. Thank you for letting me know. Funnily enough, last week I was teaching at a university, which is pretty suave. I'm going to say not a lot of people can say that. But I will. Okay, let's... Don't encourage me. So what I'm doing is, at the moment, I'm just doing a quick layout. Okay? So this is a street, for instance. What I want to do is create a kind of like a footpath that we can utilize, and that'll be our basis. I would help my daughter with her homework. Now when I get the chance, I'm helping my granddaughters with theirs. I know. Oh. Although it is so freaking frustrating doing it. It's like, come on, it's easy. It's just basic maths. I'm like, nope. Just be there, help her, do that stuff. But come on, it's easy. Oh man. Anyway. If you know, you know. That's what I'm gonna say. Oh my goodness. All right. So with that, let's go GY.1. Beautiful. So this is going to be the path. What's that? 3 meters. 3 meter paths, I think, is quite decent. Are we good with that? We're good with 3 meters? That's me lying down. Yeah, that's fine. And then we're going to cut this short as well a little bit. So from here, let's put an edge loop. And we'll dump that one in there. So minus 2.8 is the start of our gutter. Yeah, put a gutter. GZ.1 to the minus. And then there. Delete faces. I know how a gutter looks because I've done it so many stinking times. Let's do Control B. Control numpad minus, then we can go GZ. And so that's given us that. This here, put in our lip. Technically, this should come down because obviously the way water flows. However, texture-wise, if anything, we should go up a smidgen. 0.002. 0.2. Yeah. 0.02. Beautiful. There we go. GZ 0.01. E to extrude 0.04. Z minus. There we go. So now, the reason why I did that is now when we add in our plane, GZ 0.1, it will now not split. It will not cut into the gutter. Thanks for making a place where my mind can rest. My mind's never resting. Let me know how that goes. All right. Let's go ahead and now create I was going to say pavement. Do we want that though? Control, oops, GZ 0.01. And then what I might do, split that, Control B, Control numpad minus, GZ 0.01, GZ 0.01 to the minus, and then that gives us that. Now this point here has gone up, down GZ 0.01 up, and then we'll do, I think that's fine. But I think this vertice here has gone too far. Yep, GZ 0.01. Lovely, great. Looks good. It's a nice floor. If I do now snap together, I hate you. Oh no, that's fine. So I haven't put a seam here just because then it kind of gets a little bit yuck doing that section. So I'm just going to leave it. Vanish, welcome. Vanish contractor. Oh, Mark. 2 + 3 is 5. Could be 6. No, it can't. It can't be 6. I remember them. From here, let's grab that. And then we will create kind of like a rotation. So let's go ahead. How are we going to do this? We'll grab this. No, because then we've got massive rotation. If we do it here, we go, whoops, Shift D. I'm just trying to work out where does this go. This would go here then. Let's clear everything out. GX, EX1. GG. I hate you. Just trying to think what's the best way to make this rounded. Because technically, I don't think we want to go from here to here. That seems like a big round. Oh, let's just check that out. Shift S, Control Z. Let's grab this edge and this edge. And then we use spin tool. And then we do E to extrude 1. Now I can delete that. Yeah, see, I don't think we should have such a big radius. I think it should be tighter than that. So, we are going to grab this. It's going to go there. This, Shift S cursor selected. Then we select this and we spin that around. And then this comes here. Yeah? Yeah. Nathan! Leo. No, you'll be Claudio. Claudio, welcome. Leo, if you're watching. Hey, buddy. How you doing? I used to see you work when I didn't have a PC and started studying, and now I'm working on indie game. Amazing balls. That is so cool. I'm very jealous. But that's awesome. Well done. Let me know once goes into production. I don't know, whatever you call it. Love to hear from it. Oh, that's so good. Up to me. 38 weeks. Hang on. What? Leo says, Dad, give Dad your 50/90. Well, I do have my 30/80 just sitting here. Let's go like that. Ooh. No. Hang on. This isn't straight. Okay, let's go scale Y 0. U should be 1. I think. GY. Yes. Okay. That goes like that. F. F. No. Here. F. Beautiful. And now we can close this off. I'm just going to go F. Perfect. Love it. Sorry, wrong chat. Okay. Send prototype phase? Yes. Perfect. That is so cool. That's, yeah, with all my applications that I've been developing as well, prototyping and a half. It's great. Because then when I show people at work, I'm like, so I got an idea. This is what it is. And they're like, what the? They're like, expand on it. And I'm like, sure. All right. So this is now pretty much all the tiles we need. So we have this one, and this one. However, we do have this piece. Shift D, let's slot that into place. So we've got pieces with a ramp. 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 You want to say ramp, but with ramp. Just sounds so ochre. It's a ramp. Hey, mate. Mate, where's the ramp? Advanced dance prance. There's no ramp. 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 I say ramp. Okay. And then, so we need to kind of, yeah, smooth this sucker out. Trying to think, how could we do this? And I'm going to worry about texturing afterwards because it's not going to be too hard. Maybe we go something along the lines like this. Not feeling that it's correct, but hey, someone's subscribed or something. Hey, awesome. Welcome to the stream. Hey, Zerka. I am not looking at this chat, by the way. Let's come back over to here. Auto schmoosh, and then we do a Control B. Oops, that's some overkill there. Control B. Perfect. I'm down with that. Ramp is everywhere. So inclined. Nice. 87, wouldn't you be more inclined for a ramp? Jeez. I'm okay with this. Yeah, you know what? I'm okay with this. I reckon we leave it as is. And we haven't created any real street lights. So this is other things that we need to add in. I haven't created any accessibility things for, you know, people crossing the street. Stuff it doesn't exist in my world. Everyone's got good dental and medical. And back to tanks. So yeah, let's go with that. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, and you wouldn't have that on a main street. What I think I might create, though, is I need one that doesn't have a curb. But what size would it be? It'd be 4 by something. Do we go 4 by 3? 4 by 2? Ow. Boopy caca, boopy caca. This will make good GeoNodes kit. Yes. So I'm going to use trims. So I'm going to make a trim video I talked about at the start of the stream about how to use, create a trim sheet and then put it all over the place as well. And then we'll create some decals manually. And that's just going to be like probably a fairly long video. I'm going to try, rather than a short, sharp, straight to the point tutorials, let's do one that goes from start to finish, a longer project. Because I think that's what I'm missing. Okay, so let's go ahead and quickly create this kind of piece. I mean, technically, delete vertice. E to extrude along the Y4. E to extrude along the X3. That's that. And now the reason for this piece is so that when we've come around the walls... How's that going to work? Hang on, why is that 0.9? No. -3. There we go. So, I'm just trying to think how this is going to look. Because... Oh, actually, no. Let's make... G1. Because if we've got it coming around the corner, for instance, so we've got a piece here, Shift D, rotate 90, and then we've got another door here, rotate 90. That'll give us this. This here can continue on. I get you, alley cutoff. Yeah. And then if I do Shift D X -1, scale Y -1. Now, how does this work? Do we just go dump it like this? And now that is off. So that means that this piece here would need to be moved across. And that seems like a fairly big space. Or we move it so it's like that, super small alley. There's nothing in between. So, we need to cut it in half. One of these at least, and cut in half. Let's do that. Delete faces. Oh, delete the faces. Control L, delete vertices. There we go. So now we've got a half piece. Perfect. So we're going to go like that. We're going to go like this. We're going to go like this. Pieces are very standard, but I am okay with that. Perfect. That gives us that. This here will give that. And then I reckon as well, we do a half piece. And then we just got to focus on UV unwrapping that. So now we have our roads. Lovely jubblies. So for now, I'm just going to delete that. Let's grab these pieces. Shift D. Just move them off to the side. Bring back our building. H. Now the big question will be, that they're not snapped into right position. Shift S, selection to grid. G, you should be snapped into there. User should be snapped. Hang on, let's just do this. Select all these. Right click, Shift S, selection to grid. But I mean, what are you talking about, you drunk? That's what I did wrong. You are meant to go here-ish. Oh, you're kidding me. Oh, actually. Let's just go F. Let's hide the floor. Now I'm trying to work out how I did this. Let's go GY. Let's grab this piece. Shift S, cursor selected. Shift S, selection to cursor. There we go. There we go. Perfect. So now we have... Now we've got that. Let me grab this piece. Shift S, selection to cursor. Shift S, cursor to selected. I still got to UV unwrap this, but we are just mainly testing at the moment. Shift D, rotate 90 to the minus. Perfect. Shift D, rotate 100. Rotate 180. Awesome. Gutters. Oops. Not you. And then holding control, you can see how, we're snapping everything to faces really easy. Brilliant. This is all ground. All right, let's grab that. Take Z90. Shift D. Shift D. And so now I'm hoping that you guys can actually see why I've put so much effort into having everything line up. Going into a teenage bedroom is like going into IKEA. You go and looking around and come out with plates, bowls, and cutlery. Approved. Oh no, Marco. Oh no. We're going to have to fudge that. Oh no. Oh? Jeez. Okay, let's grab these pieces. And I can see I'm going to need that one. Shift D to X. Place that like so. Shift D, X. Nope. Delete. Shift D, X. Now, like the annoying person that I am, I have now created this, okay, which is okay. So we have this area. No, it's not okay because of that piece. Shift D, rotate 90. That gives us that. What I was thinking, Shift D, rotate 180 on the Z, but then we've got overlapping faces. Far out. Mate, you really ought to try geometry nodes. Yeah, I know, shut up. Poopy caca. Oh. Yes, you're right. Thanks, Angelo. That's looking cool. That is looking cool. Dang it. I think so. I think that's going to have to be the case. I reckon worst comes to worst is we've got... So we've got these pieces. And what I'm going to do is grab these. Yep. You. Let's go GY to 1. I hate you. 1 and 1. And then we'll do the same for these pieces. U and U. GY 0.9. So then that'll now cover that section. This here, this section, maybe what we might do is that. I hate you. Why? Why? Why are you not straight? Scale Y 0. And that's 1. You're fine. GG. GG. Let's go merge by distance. And now that'll cover that problem. Perfect. Easy. GeoNodes is awesome. Stuff created 1.3 square kilometers section of Dublin for a low poly GTA 3 clone as part of an art exhibition. That sounds amazing. That sounds amazing. But yes, I know. I need to sit down and learn GeoNodes. The main thing is though, I'll probably be using a lot of this in Unreal Engine. Will it translate across? Maybe I have to work that out in, what's his face? Unreal. Because obviously you can go ahead and create all the buildings and such in Blender and then export them out. But at the end of the day, the core kitbashing will be in Unreal. Because that's going to be the workflow. I don't know. Look, there's probably bound to be a lot of other things. Like we did play with. I don't think I've got it on this computer. Let's have a look. Whoops. Wait for it. The game was in, USD. USD is amazing. Oh my goodness, come on. Nope, wrong folder. Mark on 3D work files. So, so this is the Buildify version. I hate you. Yeah, okay, because all my textures have moved. The Buildify version, I don't like too much because everything is the same, each file along here. If I wanted, some might have 2 windows, but the problem with like these ones here is that some of the windows are a little bit open, some of them are closed, but based off this geometry setup, they're all set up the same. So that's why I was like, I gotta think of something. Come back somehow. But I have used geometry nodes. This is the Buildify setup that's available free on Gumroad. All right, I'm pretty chuffed. I like how this has come across, but now it's going to be all about creating those extra pieces. Let's just focus on that. We're going to select all this. Actually, what I might do is delete that one. Delete that one. Rotate Z to the 90, and then Shift S, cursor to grid. Selection to grid. There we go. And that'll cover all that stuff. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. But we still need to have some smaller pieces. Worked out later. Use Geometry Script or PCG in Unreal. Yeah, and I think that's going to have to be the way it's going to be. Unreal is actually not too bad. I actually really enjoy Unreal. I think Unreal is fantastic. Especially like I can't program to save the life of me, but I know what pseudocode is quite well. And so I understand like I need this to happen, then this to happen, then this to happen. And once you kind of get the basics down of what each of the node does and what inputs it needs, it's actually not too hard. But this is great. Love it. So we've got our 2 vending machines. What else? What's another thing? Let's do trash bag. Even though I'm pretty sure I've done this before. you're a bit extreme. Funnily enough, I have created trash previously. Just don't know where that file is. So let's go into proportional editing. And we're just going to go G, scale Z, and then let's go ahead and grab that. Oops. And then with that, let's go into cylinder. It's a bit overkill. No, I don't like that. I don't like that. Asset loading is unfinished. What are you talking about? And then it's like a dead body or something. Let's go right click. No. I'm having a stroke. Shift S. Shade smooth. Oh my goodness, what is that? Let's bring that up a smidgen. Let's scale that up. Scale Z0. Just so it's like that. O, GZ. Perfect. Whatevs. My full car game is all node blueprints. Yeah, it's great. Love it. Shift S cursor selected. Let's, do we just go like a plane? And then we just I've heard of you Americans in New York don't do trash. What's that? Trash man's coming? No, stuff them. No, that looks rubbish. What is going to be the best way to do this? Cylinder, let's go 8. We have something like this. I think that'll be the best way to go. Shade smooth. And then we have, oh my goodness. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Don't judge me. I mean, clearly judge me. That's what we're here for the judging. Let's go Control B. Oh my goodness. There we go. We'll go GZ. Gonna just move that into the middle there. Pop it up. Let's go M underscore plastic rubbish. Cool. Let's go bring down the roughness because it's going to be shiny as. I don't know. What does that look like? Blah! I need to put a texture on that. Looks like a pomegranate. Cloth brush will do. I don't know, sculpting. Whoa, ooh, la-di-da. Actually, yeah, let's do that. If I do this, no, okay, so. I suck. Okay, let's have a draw. Clay, blob. No, I need to... Okay, what is it? What's that button? I'm trying to find what is... oh, ooh, there it is. I suck at sculpting. I don't know what I'm doing. And what we might do, hang on, there's a plane, isn't there? Plateau. Ugh. Settle down. Nice. Okay. Yeah, there is a cloth. Where's the cloth? What's the cloth look like? Ooh. Nope, don't know what that does. What about this? Ooh. Settle. A little bit too strong. Take it easy. Okay, undo all that, please. Strength, beautiful. Ah, geez, what is that? Undo. This is why I don't do sculpting. Because I suck at it. And then kind of pinch that around. Roughness needs to come up. If we go into rendered mode. Okay, go away. Alright, that's a bit of poopy caca right there. Let's go back and sculpt. I just want to smooth that over. See, I don't know what I'm doing. That doesn't seem like the smooth tool. Beautiful. Whatevs. Good enough. I'm down with that. I think this is now... Oh, yeah, let's give that just a few little light touches. Perfect. Done. Break the wrist, walk away. And then you can go there, but let's test it out to see what it looks like. I think we're going to have to put a proper texture on it somehow. So, for instance, in front of a door. Might even just need to make some variations or something. Change the size. Oh, I need a pen and draw paper. Oh, my legs. Look, yeah, definitely needs a texture on it, but I think we can get away with that. Concrete texture will come onto that one. Not too bad. What are some other things we can add? So we've got a vending machine. I'm just trying to think now of playing Cyberpunk. We got a lot more rubbish. I think it's just more rubbish in general we need. Sanitation bots are on strike, huge pile of them. Yeah, it's going to be kind of like, well, just like the small bricks. Bricks? Who's going to have bricks? Small cans and all that kind of stuff littering about. We got cardboard, so if we kind of were to come in here, I know that we've got boxes. Let's grab these three. Shift D, period key, and then if we go, throw it in like that. Look at that. Great. Rubbish. Like a wheelie bin. Yeah, wheelie bin. Amazon boxes. Would you have a wheelie bin? I think if anything, we need a dumpster. Dumpster is what we need. Let's go from scratch. Bins have 19 different slots and various types of waste. Let's go here. Oh, jeez. Let's go. Add a stream marker. Shift S. Whoops. Let's hide all this stuff. You can all be moved into collection. Now, let's go into a cube. So we are going to start off. 2 meters is too high. GZ 0.5 to the minus. That's too big. Something like that. So what we're going to try and do very quickly is create some sort of dumpster. 2 meters wide sounds pretty good. Big enough for someone to sleep in. And then we're going to go like that. Nice and straightforward. Let's go now. Shift DZ1. This is going to be our lid. From here, we'll go scale Shift Z. It's going to come out like so. I'm going to go, let's do I to do an inset. For a lip, delete faces. Make a massive collection of garbage in the sky, then simulate dropping out on the city. It's test shape 5090. It's actually not a bad idea. It's not bad of an idea. Okay, let's go auto smooth. Why? Just auto smooth, you turd. There we go. And then, so that's what we're rolling with. Okay, this is going to be our bin. We might actually just squash it a smidgen. Underneath, let's give it small little radius. And then on top here, we're going to give it a small little radius. Okay. What I do want, Shift S cursor to selected, I want to add in a cylinder, 24. And what this cylinder does is it get rid of all the dirty bin juice. Rotate X 90. Whoops, Y 90. And so it's just going to be this little valve. It's going to sit right here. And we're going to rotate that along the y-axis. G to the X, push it in a bit. Grab that, I to do an inset, and we'll do E to do an extrude. Okay? GY, X, GG. Perfect. Also, still waiting for... I know! I got to sit down and try and work this thing out. You've given me an impossible task. I know. I do want to do it. I know. I'm just trying to get this done. And then it'll be something else, as it always is. Let's go. I will get it done somehow. So what I'm doing now is I'm doing some rollers. And we're going to grab this. We're going to go Control B. Beautiful. From here, Shift S cursor to selected. And then I'm going to go, let's go into a cube. P, separate by selection. And what I want to do here is kind of create the outside portion of the wheel. And this is the bit that it kind of like pivots on. So if we go GY, go to the X, go to the... And then I'm going to put edge loop through here. That way we can grab this, bring that back, and then we're going to go GX and bring that like so. Okay. Not too concerned about like polys and such here. What are we going to do here? Let's go Shift D, scale, E to extrude. That's looking great. I'm going to add in a mirror modifier on this now. Mirror on the y-axis. That is looking great. Let's apply the mirror modifier. And then let's go Shift D, rotate 90, scale on the Y. Oops, scale on the Y. And then we're going to do E to extrude on the x-axis. Nice. That's looking pretty good. So let's select both of these, Control J to join. And need to make it like a bit of a rim. Scale on the y-axis. Awesome. Let's duplicate this piece. Shift D, Y. Nice. Auto smooth. Cool. Perfect. Looks great. I'm pretty happy with that. From here, we can now go Shift D. Let's delete that one. Shift D on the y-axis. Shift D on the x-axis. However, this one here I'm going to rotate, and this one here can rotate like so. Those are some pretty cool casters. One thing we don't have is how is it going to be picked up? You know how? Underneath. Yep, underneath. So let's go ahead and think how we can do that. I'm going to go cube. And we're just going to do something like this. Might move it over to the GX 0.5. Shift D GX1 to the minus. And then I'm going to grab both of these. And then we're just going to slot it like so. Now I'm going to grab these pieces here, this top section and the side section. So now we have these kind of like channels underneath. All I'm going to do is press E to extrude, right click to put that back in place, and then Alt S, scale that in. Might just scale these manually. Scale X0. There we go. Whoops, not that one. That one. Scale. Come on, Marco. Scale X0. And then scale X0. That looks not too bad. And especially you can see that that's where it's going to get picked up from. Are these wheels big enough? I think they are. Let's get rid of this lid. Control L, delete vertices. I'm going to grab the outside here, Shift D, GZ1. And then I'm just going to press F, 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 F. Let's grab that. E to, oh, no, 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 no. I'm going to put a split. Let's rip. There we go. That's how we'll do it. And then we'll select these. E to extrude 0.05. 0.005. Which is meant to be 5 centimeters, but anyway. With that, I think we can go better. Let's undo that. E to extrude 0.01. Yeah, there we go. I think that's much better. We now have that section cut. So if we go into generate bevel, we should have section in there. Lovely. Now we can grab this GZ, bring it back down, and that's just going to sit on top like so. Whilst we're here, let's select that vertice, and we need like a hinge. So all I'm going to do is add in a cylinder, scale, rotate Y. Even if you can, but the AI tools, you can easily generate small click piles garbage. Yes, correct. I haven't reinstalled the AI tool for generating 3D models locally. Just haven't put it on here yet. Okay, let's have a look. Where are we at? Is that X? That's X. I'm going to copy that up there. Shift D. We're going to press... Oh, actually, we can just go minus. And that'll move it over to there. Perfect. Let's go 5. 5. And then we need to grab the ends. Oops, end, or middle, 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 middle. No, not this yet. Oh, stop being stupid. Let's get rid of those sections. And what we need to do is kind of like put in a bevel so that it has somewhere to rotate. And then we go Control Numpad, scale that in. Now we can do the edges as well. And I mean, technically we could rig this so that it does open as well. I'm not too concerned around that. I do like the nice round, even though everything else here is mostly sharp angles. I do like the fact that the bin is looking a bit round. Let's do a Control S to save on that one. From here, let's grab, do we want to? Whatevs. Let's just do this. Let's go Control A. If we want to apply all the modifiers straight off the bat, we can just do a convert to mesh. And now we can join that. Awesome. Brilliant. That is looking great. Control S to save. I am going to go File, Export, FBX. We are in the right place. We are in the right place. We're going to go Rubbish, Marco. Forgot the UV unwrap. I am just going to select everything, U, and we're going to do Smart UV Project. And then if we go into UV editing, we can see that it's pretty good. Now, I don't have UV Packmaster installed, which is a little bit annoying. So we're going to have a bit of empty space, but we can live with that. Control S to save. Let's now go File, Export, FBX. We will go SM_rubbish bin. SM_rubbish bin. Let's go selected, export. Now, let's crack open Steam again because I closed it. Yes, my Steam name is Nightmare. Short story around that because of Rocket League. Because for those of you who don't know, love my Rocket League. However, I'm a demo player. And I'm at like 57,000 demos. Come on! Hello? Okay, Substance is opening. So I'm going to go in Substance Painter. I'm going to try and just slap on a quick material. It'd be good if I had like a decal or something as a company name to wrap around it. I'm not going to be too concerned about that. All right. Let's go. File, new. I'm just going to do, let's go 2048. Blender assets, starter. Let's go roughness, PBR roughness, alpha blend. Let's go that one. 2048. Select our model. That was me doing the decal stuff. And so we'll be doing a tutorial on that a little bit later. Marketplace, let's go into rubbish bin. 2048, okay. Now, the very first thing, if you're ever using, what's this? Substance Painter, texture settings on the right, scroll down, bake, mesh, maps. Actually, I'll show you why. So if I go into a smart material and we go, all right, let's go something like this. Looks like rubbish. Like, what the heck is that? Let's now go ahead and bake everything. I want to bake opacity, sure. Don't really care. Let's go 2048. And let's go bake selected meshes. Maps, whatever. Return to painting. There we go. So now it's attached the proper smart material to this thing. Now, let's go into layers. So first things first. We're going to focus on metal stuff. So let's go steel. Steel comes up at the top. Right click, add black mask. Now we're going to come over here and select polygon fill. I want to select mesh fill. And we're going to select everything that needs to be metal. You. And then there's one in here. You. There. So I'm just going to quickly go around and select all that. I think I got all those pieces. Oh. And then we're going to select this, thus, that, and that. Beautiful. So now we've got all our metal. I'm going to make that metal as well. Then from here, let's do kind of like our rubber material. Charcoal. I'm pretty sure there's a rubber in here. Rubber tire. Excellent. We'll do that there. This will make a black mask. And you, and you. Awesome. Now, like just make black. Then I feel like, ooh, plastic dirty, dusty. Okay, I'm just having a look. What do we got? Plastic glossy, plastic fake leather. That one looks sick. But no, we're not doing that one. Plastic matte, I reckon. I reckon it's going to be this one. Let me just delete that and that. And then we're going to duplicate. Let's expand base color. Base color. What kind of base color? I feel like a bin should be like, I mean, we could go like a dark green. There is a good tank material. Where's that tank? A steel tank. Whoops. That's actually not bad. I think that actually looks really good. Can we change the color, the base color? That looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. What I will do though is I want to add. Oh, I suck at this bit. Kind of want like a dirt. Stylized ground. I don't think I've got like a dirt. Clay. No, I need something like darker. Because if we do that, then we do add a black mask. Then we come in. We go into our paint tool. Size. Oh. Flow. Yeah, this plastic grip is definitely not the right material. Maybe we need to come back into here. Dust, dirt. What do you reckon? Dirt? Oh, wait. What have I done? Control Z. Delete. Me wanders in late. Alto, welcome, buddy. Just trying to... I wonder what that looks like. If we were to put that there... Nope, definitely not. Let's go... Maybe even like a rubber. Yep, there we go. Right click, black mask, intercoloring. I'm not good with this stuff. Charcoal, I need something with... There we go. Flow, we'll bring it right down. And then there we go. Just a bit of schmutz around the place. Let's go size, and I might just do a few bits and bobs around there. Looking good. Nice. The thing, though, that we are going to need is scratches. So let's go back into our metal and... Oh, actually, steel. Let's go into a paintbrush. Can I do we have scratches? I'm still kind of like learning Substance Painter because I think I really should be utilizing some of these tools. Are you painting? Hello? Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, cool. It is painting. Let's go a little bit thicker. No. Scratches. No. Sandpaper. Ooh, sandpaper. Oh, yes. Just around the edges. Oh, yes. Just because you know that some numpty has been scratching it all up. Look at that. Nice. Whoops, not that last one. Let's go size, big, get stuffed one. Oh. Nice. There we go. That's how we do it. Steal from that's a fat bin. It is a fat bin. And my head up in what? Had my head up in this part of the course. I lost track of time. Let me miss out. Yes. So I do like that. I feel that. Is it the right color? Because I mean everything comes off this color down here, the base color. There's not... Yeah, the thing is there's not a lot of color happening in our scene. This actually looks all right. Do we dare go with kind of like a reddy color? Yeah, I don't know what color. What color should we go? Oh, my legs. Do we go nice orange? think that looks all right. Let's go with that. Love this. This looks amazing. Sweet. Let's go with that. File. Should be blue or green. Blackish brown. Yeah, see if we go... Maybe green. I think you might be on something. Let's go with that. Let's go file now. Export textures. Let's put that into our marketplace. Oh, I've got to rename all the textures, but that's fine. Select folder. We will go... Is that the right one? Yep. That is the right one. Metallic, blah, blah, blah. Diffuse, specularity. I think, no, we're going on a different one. Let's just use the Blender one. Blender, where art thou, Blender? Ooh, what's that one? Okay. Where's our Blender one? Blender. Principal BDSF. Export. Awesome. So now when we jump back into Blender and we go into shading, period key to zoom in on that puppy. New material, and this is going to be m_dumpster. Let's go into rendered mode. Control-Shift-T. That's not it. We will go into... That's not it. No, that's not it. We will go into this one. Marketplace, textures. Let's just quickly rename all these. Dumpster. And that's just to make our lives a lot easier later on. Obviously T for texture. And we're just going to quickly smash all that out. Displacement, I don't really like using. It just seems to give us a little bit too much. Especially on something so small like this. Actually, it's not really that small, is it? Dumpster, dumpster, dumpster. Save principal. And of course, it didn't come in. I hate you so much. The emission texture. What are you talking about? Okay, let's go base color. Pull that into there. Straight. Shift D. And then we'll go into normal. It goes into a normal map. Normal map color. And that'll go into there. Shift D. Let's go into roughness. And roughness will go into there. Shift D. We had this discussion on stream last week. Metallic. Metallic goes there. I think that's all we need. And that's come through quite nicely. Straight, we need to change sRGB to non-color, sRGB to non-color, and sRGB to non-color. And now, we've got a pretty schmick dumpster. Control S to save. And we're just going to move this now into our other offshoot pieces. Let's go into our layout. Shift D. Bring back everything there. Oops, come on, give my dumpster back. And then let's just kind of like dump it here for now. And then maybe one just sitting in the shop, in the warehouse. And so if we do an F5, F12, let's see. Yes, I will be going with decals. That bin is very small. Let's... it's sitting a little bit low, which is fine. I reckon what we might do is we will grab this. Proportional editing, GZ. And I reckon that probably looks a bit better now. F12 seems a nicer height. Yeah. Awesome. There we go. We created a dumpster from start to finish. So fairly chuffed with that. And you can see how we've created a few items. These plastic bags need to be redone. Created vending machine, kind of like an ATM style thing. Bins, the boxes we already had. But that, yeah, these pieces are coming along nice. I just want to fix this up now whilst we're here. Because, I mean, this rubbish bag is almost as big as the bin itself. GZ. I wonder. GZ. Do we have it something like that? Maybe this rubbish bag is too big. Control A, apply scale. Scale. And I reckon, yeah, that seems to be coming along quite nicely. These are obviously the pipes that we built last week for, you know, for the I do want to clean these ends up first. So we go box. There we go. Delete faces. Delete faces. Let's go that. Delete faces. And then that. Delete faces. One last piece is this one here. Yo, delete faces. Yo, delete faces. Oh, I think we're good. I think we're good with this now. What I will do is probably create a few brands. Oh, bang! Some of these keyboard stuff. But also we've got these signs here, which need something on them. So these are the kind of like neon boards and such. But yeah, I'm going to re-put up that process there of creating that dumpster. I think that might be interesting for some people. But as well, we will be putting up, I'll be doing a video on trim sheets. So be prepared for that. But yeah, it's 20 past 11. I think we might call it a night. We'll go from there. I'm just trying to think, is there anything else? Might try and put this up on Patreon by the end of the week. And then I'd love to see what kind of buildings you guys are creating. On markets, accents with pops and color always grab my eyes. Sometimes I'll realize the presentation swayed me. On markets, accents. What? Yes. But yes, let's call it a night. I will talk to you guys in the future. Tuesday night, I'm going to stream again. I actually had fun on Tuesday night. It was really good to kind of get straight into it. Take care of yourself. Like and subscribe. Go watch some stuff. Go watch. Here, go watch this short. Quick, go do it. I'm bringing it up. Do I click on this? And then click on this? And then go show your friends. But we'll call it a night. Au revoir. Bonjour.